I'm still in Santa Fe in Argentina, and in the last video I went around the historical side, showed you the history of the place, but for this video I thought let's see the modern side of Santa Fe. So I'm starting off in the city centre, the pedestrian side of it. You can tell it's a Sunday afternoon. There's hardly anybody around. Yesterday, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, this place was packed. So many people. So I'm going to head down towards the port side, show you the rejuvenation that they've done for the city. And I had planned to come out tomorrow, but unfortunately my bus leaves at 7:30. So this is the only chance I've got to see this side of Santa Fe. But even though I say it's the modern side, you've still got a lot of old buildings. You got a church there in the background. But yeah, yesterday there was so many stalls, there was buskers. It was just very lively. This pedestrian street is actually quite long. I didn't realise how big it was. And there is just a lot of shops. I mean, the port side is all the way down there. And I'm starting to get a bit closer. So Santa Fe, founded in 1573, but it was never going to be just a pretty colonial city. This was a working river port. The river here, which is just over there, which I'm going to get to in a minute, the river was everything. Trade, transport, economy. And for decades, this whole riverfront was industrial, it was functional, a little bit run down, and it's not really somewhere people came down to hang out. And then in the late 20th century, early 2000, the port activity declined, started moving elsewhere, and parts of the waterfront became underused. And that's when the city started thinking, what are we going to do with this area? So they began reclaiming the waterfront, and what you see now is what they've done. They reclaimed all that down there, even though this side is still port activity going on. Even behind me there is restaurants, coffee shops. Really cool area, but they've still got a bit of the history there. They've got an old port train, and underneath it is a tourist office. Why not? Now you can see there's people around here already. More people around here than there was in the city centre. And further on down is beaches, which I want to go to in a bit. And just here you've got the Instagram picture taken sign, Puerto Port. Now, when I came down here yesterday afternoon, it was more busier here than the city centre as well. So what they've done with the place is they've built a hotel. There is a casino just there, and further down a shopping mall which takes you to the very end. So this is the shopping mall. It's modern. It's got lots of aircon. And this goes all the way to the very end to where the river is. Oh, it's so cool in here. A little bit warm outside. So if you imagine 30, 40 years ago, this would have been all cranes, machinery. Now it's got restaurants, shops, and obviously right at the end, McDonald's. So I've gotten to the end. This is all car park. And there's the River Colgante. And that is the sign where there is a bit of port action going on. Now you can't actually get to the very end. You've got a little fence to stop people from going to that fence there. So this is a map of where I am, and you can just see this bit is sticking out. But yeah, this would have been so full of people, machinery. And now it's been made into a modern 21st century shopping mall. But I'm going to go over there next to see what's on that side, because that is, from the looks of it, apartment blocks. And that's where I was, where the shopping mall is. Now they've left a lot of machinery still standing, but I actually think that's part of the hotel. So the white building is the hotel. That construction, I don't know what it is, it's got modern windows on it. Wow. And then you've got this side where you've got modern apartments. Again, this would have been all part of the docks, and there's a new one being built just there. I'm actually finding this quite fascinating. Oh, what's this? It's a submarine. That's cool. I've just read about this, and this is quite sad. Submarine ARA San Juan. It actually disappeared in the ocean in November 2017. A list of 44 people who tragically lost their lives on board the submarine. So it was actually travelling back along the Argentinian coast. It reported an electrical fault and possible fire on board, and then nothing. Silence. And then for 15 days there was a massive international search. There was UK, there was US, and then a year later they found it about 900 meters deep in the Atlantic Ocean. So sad. Right, let's have a wander down here. So as you get onto this leg, you can get a rough idea of what the place looks like from this overview map. Seems to be a lot of shops, a couple of parks. This looks an expensive place. I mean, look at them flats there. And all the apartments seem to have their own car showrooms at the very bottom. And even all these buildings, these old buildings, have been converted. I mean, I've come in front of it. I mean, I've no idea what it's been converted into. It's very modern inside. And according to my map, it's meant to be a theatre. But even them, look at them. They've definitely modernised it. Now I was going to go to the very end, but I just thought it would be the same view as the last leg. So instead, I'm going to head down that way towards the suspension bridge. Now I've come down from the dock area and it's about a 35-minute walk, but I cheated. I got an Uber motorbike because it was cheap, and I'm now here at the iconic suspension bridge, which is the symbol of Santa Fe. Built in the 1920s, it was originally part of a railway road crossing, but then in 1983 there was floods that came along and a whole section collapsed. So for years it left broken, and it was reopened in the 2000s as a pedestrian and light traffic, and that is the bridge that I came across on the Uber bike. Now on that side of the river there is a big promenade that goes all the way down, and I think they're fishing, them guys there. And then this little path leads to a beach, so when I have a walk down, then I'll have a walk across the bridge and then see the other side. Now when I got dropped off, I got dropped off on the main road up there, and all the way along here is like cafes and bars, and right at the end there's a gym. Not for me, thank you. So a lot of the families here doing a bit of fishing. But can you believe there is a beach? This is it, a riverside beach. Plenty of people enjoying the evening sun. What time is it now? 5:25. You got cafes. I mean, I don't know if you can swim in that, but that looks like a lifeguard post. It's quite sandy-ish with a few rocks. I mean, if you've got a really cool day with blue skies, sunshine, you can imagine you'd be on the Costa del Sol. Only if you had your eyes closed. But it's a chance to do some water sports. There's people in paddleboards over there. Don't know if you can see them. There are canoes further on down that way. I mean, that would be perfect. And there it is, the suspension bridge. And there is another one just over there. I'm assuming that is for the heavier traffic, big lorries. And I should actually give the name of the bridge. It's Puente Colgante de Santa Fe. And even on that side of the bridge, there's people fishing. But look at that. You still got canoers, paddleboarders, there's a speedboat there. That's a big river. So I've come off the bridge on the other side, and you can just see it just goes on and on and on. This is perfect for going for a run. And if I wasn't going first thing in the morning, I might have done it. Now all them people down there are next to the Instagram Santa Fe sign. I don't know if there's a queue to go and get your photograph taken with it. So from the sign going down, there is a lot of people just hanging out. There's a statue over there of General Lopez. It's only because I just found it on the map. And I think everybody here is just waiting for the sunset. But unfortunately, I won't be. And that is because I need to go back to the hostel. I have pasta and tuna to cook. I have been out all day. I've actually done 2 videos today. One this morning and one this afternoon. And that is because I'm leaving tomorrow morning on an 8-hour bus ride. Where am I going? This is the fun part. I've forgotten. I've not even bought the tickets yet. That's getting done tonight. But I do know the bus leaves about 7:30 in the morning. So it's going to be a long day, and I didn't want to do any filming, any editing, anything to do with this camera. Just take it easy. But what do I think of Santa Fe? I think it's a very underrated city. This is a really cool place to come to. If you saw my last video, you would have seen the historical side, which is all the way down there. And then you've got the modern side of today, Santa Fe. It has been well worth it. And with one hostel opening, I can see in the next couple of years a few more. And this could be backpackers' paradise. Are they all waiting for the sunset? I mean, some of them have got deck chairs. But I'm now going to go and get an Uber. But if you've enjoyed this little video, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to see where I'm going, and more importantly, if I remember, then subscribe. But until the next time, I'm hungry. Bye bye for now.